Good evening, madlang human. So for today's video, I'm gonna share with you guys my personal experience in traveling here in the Philippines. Today is my 5th day and I already got my result and it's negative. So I'm fully vaccinated and I got my result on the 5th day. I arrived at Naiya International Airport Terminal 3 last Friday night, October 15, 2021, and yesterday, October 19, 2021, I got my swab test, and the people from the lab, she came around 4 p.m. yesterday, and then I tracked it online, and seems like it arrived on the laboratory this morning at 9 a.m. and then I got my result around 2 p.m. so it wasn't that bad, and I tracked it online, and then I also found my BOQ certificate on the same link as you track your swab result. And then I told the front desk if I'm able to go out, and she said it's fine. So I was able to go out and come back here in my hotel because I booked 7 nights on this hotel, because before my flight I already booked the hotel and I thought I'm gonna be here until like 8 days. So I booked it because I wasn't sure about the quarantine rules, because they keep changing it. And then all of a sudden, when my flight, on the day of my flight, I was lucky because they have this shortened quarantine, only 5 days for fully vaccinated. So I'm fully vaccinated, that's why I only quarantine for 5 days. So that's a good thing. But I can't go out yet. I mean, I can go out, but I can't leave the hotel yet because my ticket for my province, going to my province, is in 2 days yet. So 2 more nights here in the hotel and I will be able to fly to my province. I just wanna say that it's not really bad coming here in the, not in the United States, I mean in the Philippines, as long as you know what to do. So first thing first, I bought my ticket like a month ago, and then I did the One Health Pass. So I did my own research and stuff like that. So I'm holding a US passport already, so I make sure I brought my old Philippine passport because I'm a former Filipino, so that they will let me in. But still, I brought my birth certificate, my NSO birth certificate, in case. So I have like supporting documents, you know. And then I did RT-PCR at Walgreens where I live, and it's free. In the US it's free, and I took it like 72 hours before my flight, like before my departure here, but didn't ask it in the airport. So in Chicago airport, flying to Japan, and I was asked by the lady in the counter if I have a One Health Pass. Like, she really look on my phone if I really have it, like the QR code and stuff like that, so she knows the rules. And then she asked also of my hotel booking, so I showed it to her also to make sure. And she never asked about my RT-PCR. So I was thinking, oh, so I don't know all of these people on the plane if they got tested negative, you know. But I wasn't thinking about it anymore, as long as I'll be okay. And when I went on the plane to Japan, there's like 1 seat apart, so I was in the middle. So there's like 4 seats, right? So I was second to the right side, and then the guy next to me is 1 seat apart, so he was sitting on the edge. But when we were already flying for maybe like an hour or so, I move in the other side, like, so that we have 2 seats apart on my seatmate, you know. And the flight wasn't that bad, the food was good. And when we arrived in Japan, I thought the Japan people will ask for my RT-CPR, but no, they didn't. So, but still, I did the RT-PCR because in case they will ask it, at least I'm like ready, you know, to show them to show it to them that I have a negative COVID test. So when we arrived in Japan, we went straight to our gate. So my layover was only 2 hours, and nobody asked about my RT-PCR. So on the time of the boarding, they only asked about my boarding pass, and that's it. They never asked about my RT-PCR again. So one more flight to the Philippines. So Japan to the Philippines is like around 4-hour flight. So when we arrived in the Philippines, there was one line going after the plane. We go out, and then the first line was for one health pass. So there was a lady, I don't know where what state she came from, but I flew with her from Japan to Manila, and all of a sudden she doesn't have a one health pass. I was like, really? I was like, you were not informed? It's all over the news, or all over YouTube, or all over Facebook that you need one health pass to show like you're leaving that day or something, like you're gonna show it on the airport. But she never know about it. Like she was like very clueless, and that's so weird. Like, but the people from the airport was really helpful. Like if you don't have one health pass, there was a like you go in the side and they will help you set up or sign up online. But you know, if you're traveling to the Philippines, you need to do your own research so that it's more it's not really hassle, and it's more convenient for you to fly, you know, like, because you think it's so stressful, but if you just try to relax and just think that, oh, this is one of the requirements, blah blah blah, but we don't have a choice, you know, like this is the rules, guys. So if you want to go home, then you want to go to the Philippines here, then we need to follow the rules, because there's nothing we can do, you know. So that was the first line. So I showed my one health pass, and then she verified it that I already arrived. And then the second line was for the department of tourism, and it was just not really a long line. Usually the people was those people from my flight, and then the OFW was a different line because they have their own line, because their hotel was free from the government and their swab test is free from the government. So unfortunately, people that's not OFW, not overseas Filipino worker, needs to pay their own hotel and the swab test. 3,000 pesos for the swab test and your own hotel. So I only put like 270 in my hotel for 7 nights, and then because I didn't want to pay a lot. You can just go out, you know, you're just gonna lay there for 5 days, and why would you need a really nice hotel? After that line, the department of tourism, they look on my booking of my hotel, because they're gonna record it that the swab people will go on that day, and then I have a little paper saying like my swab date is October 19, and then my swab result will be the next day, October 20. So I didn't pay it that day. Like I can pay it on the day, like yesterday I paid them. So but you need to show that paper to the swab people when they came to get your swab test. And then after that line, you go to the swab, and then they will look on your passport, stuff like that, and then that's it. And then the last line was the immigration officer. So you showed the passport, and then they will stamp it that you arrived. And then when you go out, before you go out from the airport, like on the last exit, there was people like the Coast Guard people, and then they will check your one health pass one more time. Final? Hindi. One more verification. And then we have this paper and then the people will help you to get a taxi. So I took a yellow taxi, and then the flat rate starts at 70 pesos, and then my hotel is in Taguig, so it's like 30-45 minute drive, depends on the traffic. So I only paid like 300 pesos, like around $6. And then that paper you got from the airport, you give it to the taxi driver, and then when you arrive in the hotel, the taxi driver will give that piece of paper to the front desk. So guys, you can just run, you cannot just escape, because it's recorded. You're going on that hotel, it's recorded from the airport, from the government, that you arrived that day and you're staying in that hotel, and you need to be there on the day to get swabbed. So you can't really run, you can't really like, oh, I can bribe these people. No, you can't. That's the rules. You need to stay in the hotel. So honestly, it's boring. So make sure you bring snacks, make sure you have iPads or computers to play on, because I never watch TV here, even I have TV, because I don't know what the shows around here anymore. And at least there's Wi-Fi, you know. And then the only thing I like this hotel where I'm staying is I can buy food outside. They have a cafe, but I'd rather buy food outside because I can choose what I want, like the restaurant and stuff like that, or the fast food. So basically that's it, guys. So thank you so much for watching my video. So bye, good night.
Feel me like a Hellcat.